Hellcat Gadgetry.
Mama, you got to
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hellcat Pilot Channel, where we're bringing you some education and some fun via jet airplane and a muscle car. Today's video, I'm giving you my top 5 pieces of gadgetry, or my favorite pieces of electronics, in my 2017 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Of course, everybody loves the power of the Hellcat and the way the Challenger particularly it looks and sounds, but there's something else to these cars that you know, when the engineers got to put these things together, they were allowed to run wild a little bit with the you know, what they put in them. Number one is the integration of the phone. The way the phone connects to this thing. This has the Apple CarPlay in it. I'm an iPhone guy, so the Apple CarPlay system and how it works with, basically, I mean, you get a picture of your phone screen on the big screen here, and you can choose any of the apps that one would use while driving, like your maps or your podcast, audiobooks, music, whatever. That type of thing is all right there at your fingertips, as if you were using your phone on the car's screen. Also, the apps, the Uconnect app, I can actually start the car from my phone from anywhere, or turn the headlights on, honk the horn. There's a couple different options in there from the app. Lock the doors, unlock the doors, that I can do from anywhere. Even if the car is hundreds of miles away from me, I can do it from the internet. Number 2, the second thing I love about the Hellcat Gadgetry is all the auto stuff. We have auto bright lights. So you're driving down the road at night, at country road, you just put your lights on bright, and it will sense another car coming and automatically dim them, which is pretty cool. I've never had a car with that on it before. It also has the auto rain sensing wipers. I've had that before on some vehicles, and that's pretty popular across many vehicles. But it's nice that they put it on here. It also has the heated mirrors, heated steering wheel, heated seats, heated rear defrost, and what's cool about, of course, every car has heated rear defrost, but what's neat about it is, when you do the auto start on the car, if the car is below, I don't know what temperature it is, probably around 35 degrees Fahrenheit, all that stuff activates on its own. You don't have to like preset it the night before. It knows that, hey, it's cold outside, this guy's going to want his mirrors heated, he's going to want his seat heaters on, he's going to want his steering wheel heat turned on, and the rear defrost. All that stuff comes on its own automatically during the remote start. Also, the remote start, not only can I do it from the app, but the remote start on the key is nice. And I've had it on cars before, but it's just these new key fobs. I don't know how many of you have these new cars. I mean, the key fob range is just phenomenal now compared to cars from just 5 years ago. And not only that, but the remote start is pretty smart on this car. It doesn't, if I got out of the car and I left the radio blaring, and the Hellcat stereo is pretty loud and significant with 2 subs in the trunk. If I left the radio blaring, it does not turn the radio on with the remote start. The remote start will start the car and warm everything up, but it doesn't turn the radio on until you open the door and sit down in the seat, which I think is pretty neat. Number 3, the third thing that I love about all the electronics in the Hellcat, we were just waiting for that cop to leave. I don't know if you just saw him drive past my shoulder there. We came to my one of my little spots to do some outside camera work. Got some new things we're going to try out, and pull it in here, and there's a cop sitting here. He's been sitting there for like 30 minutes eating his lunch or something, I don't know. Anyway, number 3. The third thing I like is all the performance pages. The way the car remembers basically all of the your track times. You can do lap times. You can do 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, all this stuff. It remembers your best time, your last time, and all this stuff can be fed into the internet or saved. It's just neat that they incorporated this stuff in here. The gauges, the different gauges you get, these gauge screens, the G-force. It's kind of, I mean, it's just gee-whiz type stuff, but it's nice that it records the peak. You know, the peaks are in there and they're not going anywhere. I do like this fancy engine page. Somebody was just asking me the other day what kind of boost pressure you're getting at certain RPMs or horsepower, and I just gave them a quick little demo. We, just getting on the on-ramp to the expressway, we got up to 500 horsepower and we were at 11 PSI boost, and we could see that real quickly with this page right here. All the timers, of course. You got current, last, your best, and of course all this stuff can be thrown up on the center console page. Center console in between the two gauges, the RPM and the mile per hour, and you can see all this stuff up here too. Also your track times, and so that's number 3, the performance pages. Number 4, the fourth thing is this big screen here. I mean, you have all all these controls here, and it's all customizable. If I go into the apps, I can choose what apps I want to display where. I can choose what apps I want to show up on my down here on the I guess my home page or my desktop, you could call it, what I want there. I can move those out, so I can hold down and switch them out. There's several pages of different apps in here. I love that the screen. Now, I mentioned how big the screen is, but it's just set up real nice, actually. And anything I can view on this big screen, just about anything, I can put over here on the smaller screen in between the two gauges. I do like that the, I already mentioned the phone thing, but I also like this. The reverse, the camera in this thing is huge. You get this huge screen, you can see where you're backing, and you get the trend lines, which was just up until a couple years ago only showed up in like Audi and BMW. Of course, the American manufacturers are stealing everything, what they do. And you get the trend lines. When you're backing up, you can see where your car is going to be via the steering wheel, whatever the steering wheel angle is, it will display where you'll end up. And we call those trend lines in airplanes. Who knows what the auto manufacturers call them. Of course, the other cool thing about the big screen here is the stereo system. I have the XM right now. I love how XM has the ability to replay a song now. It's almost like it's got a miniature DVR built in or something. I don't know exactly how it works. It's probably anyway. But I like it has the traffic and the weather on here. Of course, the sound system in this thing is phenomenal. It's the 18 speakers, complete with 2 subwoofers in the back. This thing it just sounds incredible. It's definitely, the stereo system is definitely one of the things I love the most about the car, hands down. And number 5, last but not least, the ability to control all of the performance options here in this car, in the SRT performance pages, or it's SRT, available in any of the SRT models, whether it's the Jeep, the Charger, the Challenger, the Hellcat, or the Demon. You can control your drive modes, you know, either track, sport, custom, where you can set, you know, different variables of each thing. You control how much power the engine's producing, the you know, the way the transmission shifts, and of course your traction control stuff, and the way the suspension handles. All this stuff is able to be customized in these screens, and that ability is just amazing. And of course, and beyond that, you also have your valet mode and your echo mode, and one of the things, of course, draws people. You know, one of the biggest questions about this is, you know, does it all really come with a red key and a black key? Of course, the fact that it comes with different keys that unlock, you know, the car's power. That is probably number 5. All right, so that's it. That was my top 5 items. My top 5 pieces of gadgetry or electronics in my 2017 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Come back next time. We got some great stuff coming. First time here, subscribe, like the video. We'll see you next time.